show. It is me, Sean Rochester, here. I have a guest hopefully coming here in just a second, and that'll be a guy named Fifth Quarter, a Miami guy that's going to jump on with us today. First of all, though, we'll do the ad, talk about Bettor Edge. Bettor Edge is my favorite place to put down bets. It is social gambling, peer-to-peer. It is different than your average sports book. We talked yesterday with Mr. Action Junkie, and he just talked about how he uses it to get advantages, how to get great lines, and every day on Bettor Edge, you can take advantage of that, whether it is the NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL, college football, college basketball, hockey, everything basically. They have NASCAR, they have golf. I mean, there's player props, there are competitions, there's everything out there. Make sure you check it out. Use the code 5RSN. Get yourself $20 when you sign up from Bettor Edge, and you'll get that money from 5 Reasons Sports. I always say it, anytime you can get $20 out of Ethan Skolnick's pocket, take advantage of that. All you have to do is sign up. We give you $20. You can join our competition tonight. It's only $5. We'll be talking about that in a few minutes. You can use that to bet on whatever you want. There are futures, all kinds of different things on the Bettor Edge marketplace, and we'll be jumping into Bettor Edge as we go through tonight, kind of giving you some instructions on how to use it if you're unfamiliar with the platform. But first and foremost, we're going to talk about last night, and it's interesting to be starting off with a bad beat talking about the Miami Heat, because it was definitely not a bad beat with the Miami Heat taking out the Boston Celtics in Game 1. But for me personally, I talked yesterday about how I went into the Game 1 competition. I was 7-1-1 on the Denver and Lakers game. Thought I was sitting pretty. We opened up the competition to go for 2 days. So I'm 7-1-1, and people still had the stones to join because they had to beat me. So at that point, I had 6 picks left, 7-1-1. I finished 3-3 for 10-4-1, which is pretty damn good. And I got second. So I didn't make any money. I don't know who the joker was that passed me. I think he got 11 wins to my 10, but he took down the entire competition, and I call him a joker very, very jokingly, because I'm glad to see people joining in on the competition, and I will gladly take an L. I've won a couple in the last couple weeks, but to go from 7-1-1 to 10-4-1 and get $0 out of that Game 1 competition is a little disappointing for me. But you guys obviously don't care about my losses. You want to see yourself getting dubs. We have another competition going on tonight. It is Game 2, Western Conference Finals. So far, we're just going to do the Denver and Lakers game. So unlike the last one where it was 2 games, it's just 1 game. Spread, total, player props, pick 12. Whoever gets the top 3 places in this one, not just the winner. Top 3 places will get you some money. I'm going to go in and talk about that competition here a little bit and just kind of break that down. So as we look through at the competitions, go to the only competition right now, Western Conference Finals Game 2, $5 to join. Just started this a few minutes ago, so it's 2 of us in here so far. You can go to the spreads. There's lots of player props, anything from points, rebounds, assists, blocks, 3 points made, and you're going over under those numbers. And what I'm going to do is go through really quickly on my card what I think, actually what I'm putting down on. And you can follow Fade. Obviously, if you're trying to beat me in the competition, you don't want to follow all of them. I'm going to start with just my favorite bets. There's no wagering in this. It's just straight picks. But the favorite picks that I have tonight, and these are also things you could obviously do in the marketplace. I like the under tonight. And I'm going to bounce out of the competition page for just a second and look at the marketplace here. Go to our open orders, go to our total, see what we got here. So market consensus is 226.5. That's where you're seeing most of your action. You got a lot of money down in there. You got plenty of money you can play with if you want that 226.5. We got some 227s that somebody has the under, 228 someone has the under. So you're seeing some people playing a little bit better of a number. If you want to go with the over, you can get some plus money odds there. I'm thinking under, and just looking at the line here, it opened at 223.5 after Game 1. It got bet up to 226.5 pretty quickly. And this is a stat that I took from Matt Moore from the Action Network. I think it's a great place to get betting information. In games in a series after both teams shot 40% or better from 3-point, the under is 51% in the following game. That's not going to blow you away and make you want to bet the under. But the second part, in Game 2s after a Game 1 over, The under is 41-26, which is nearly 70% over the last 5 years. That last part, game 2's after a game 1 over, the under is 41-26, 69.7% over the last 5 years. Doesn't guarantee anything, but I also think just looking at the basketball, both teams shot the ball very well. It took a kind of miraculous comeback by the Lakers to pile on points. There was not a lot of defense played, especially by the Nuggets, but really by both teams when you have a total that high. And while I think the Nuggets are going to win, I think this game is going to, one, slow down the pace. The Lakers cannot continue to play at the pace that they did. I think they'll just run out of gas. And two, I think the defense is going to be a little bit better. I think that the Lakers found an adjustment late in the game, and we're going to talk about a player prop with that they put Rui Hachimura on Nikola Jokic. That is not going to be I'm going to stop Nikola Jokic because he is too damn good for Rui Hachimura. He's too damn good for basically any one person. But what that allowed was AD to sit at the rim, protect the paint. And you could see that it clogged up the Nuggets offense in the half court in that second half of the game. I don't think it's going to necessarily slow down the Nuggets to the point that they're not going to be able to compete by any means. But I do think that there's an opportunity for you to bet the under in this case. Again, under 226.5. Lots of that out there. Some of it is very juiced. I wouldn't pay that juice price, but you can find a better number there, or potentially look at other numbers if you'd like that. In the competition, the number is 226.5. Confirm that real quick. 226.5 at even money. That's definitely where I would go. I also told you I like the Nuggets -5.5. It opened up at 6.5. That number has gotten bet down to 5.5 pretty quickly. I think the Nuggets are just a better team. I know a lot of people are on the Lakers tonight. A lot of the public subscribes to that zigzag theory is what they call it, where kind of alternating wins, team that need a win in certain cases. I just think Denver is too good. And I know this Lakers team is going to put up a fight, but I just think Denver is too damn good, and they'll get the win tonight. And only 5.5 points, I can roll with that in the competition. The player prop that I was talking about when I connected it to the under and that adjustment by the Lakers to put Rui on Nikola Jokic and keep AD at the basket, the problem that the Nuggets ran into was Aaron Gordon playing in the dunker spot. And I think the adjustment that they're going to have to make with Michael Malone is that they're going to pull Aaron Gordon outside the paint, keep him out of the dunker spot, spread them out. And so I have two plays relating to Aaron Gordon. One of them is over a half of a three-point made. So basically he's going to make a three tonight. He did not make any in the last game. He was 0 for 3. So here's that prop here. Over a half is plus 105 in the competition. He was 0 for 3 in the first game, sitting in the dunker spot, making life difficult for the Nuggets, clogging things up. The Lakers made that adjustment. He shoots 43% from behind the arc in home playoff games. He's went over that half of a three-point made in 4 out of 6 home playoff games and over in 3 out of 4 Lakers regular season games. So I think game 1 is more of a anomaly than he's going to make a three. He's going to get up at least 3-4 shots, maybe more. For our case, hopefully more, at least for this prop. Maybe not necessarily for the Nuggets spread, but I think his role is going to be different. And I also have him over 2.5 assists. I think with him being pulled away from the basket, his role is not going to be that I'm catching, duck in passes. I'm not trying to attack the rim. His role on the outside is going to be creating a little bit more than it was in the previous game. So I have him over 2.5 assists. The last one that I have that I'll highlight is AD under 2.5 assists. Now, I don't necessarily connect this to any adjustment, but I thought there was some interesting discourse that I read on Twitter today. People that are connected to sports gambling, looking at different things in this series and talking about player props. AD, there's some controversy, and I'm going to pull this up on the screen from the NBA rulebook. What an assist actually is. And it says an assist is a pass that leads directly to a made field goal, pass, drive to a basket, and a layup. So an assist, obviously, if you pass to someone, they catch and shoot, no dribble, easy, that's an assist. When the ball gets put down on the floor, it becomes very much the scorekeeper's discretion in a lot of ways, that how are they going to rule that play, whether it is an assist or not. As a coach, I generally think of it as if the assist led to the scoring opportunity without the dribble becoming the scoring opportunity, I would give the assist. If the person that received the pass used the dribble to create the opportunity, I would no longer call it an assist. The scorekeeper, remember, being in Denver, so it's a weird correlation, but 2 of AD's 3 assists in the last game were definitely not assists according to the NBA rulebook, but he was graded as assist, had 3, went over. I think tonight you see that adjustment, not that the scorekeeper is going to learn the rules or anything, but I think that the potential assists are going to limit him, so he'll be under 2.5 assists. The other ones that I have, I'm going to go through them very fast. 80 under 2.5 blocks. KCP, who I think is going to have a big role tonight again, over 1.5 3-points made, over 10.5 points. Michael Porter Jr. over 6.5 rebounds. LeBron over 6.5 assists. It's been good to me, as well as LeBron over a half of a block. He's had at least one block in, I believe, 5 straight games. And then Nikola Jokic, I also have him having at least one block. So those are my picks for the competition tonight. It's 12 picks. You can get that on Bettor Edge. Go to the competitions page. It's $5 to join. It's the top 3 places will take this down, so you can win that money tonight. If you sign up with our code 5RSN, you can get $20. Use that towards the competition if you'd like, or you can use it anywhere else in the marketplace. We'll bounce around a little bit, and then we'll close things up. Looking at tomorrow on Bettor Edge, the Heat and the Celtics, Game 2. Again, a lot of the public is going to subscribe to the zigzag theory. Bettor Edge has not posted the line for this yet. I think they're kind of evaluating. Usually it's about 24 hours before game time that Bettor Edge puts up lines for the NBA. Football, it's obviously a week out, and you can kind of play the line movement and things like that. But right now, Bettor Edge doesn't have it posted. Looking at the opening line, it was minus 8.5. That line has moved from 9 to 9.5. Right now, the consensus is right around 9, over under 215.5. Some of the discourse today, obviously the first and most important thing, and you're not going to find this on Bettor Edge, although I'm going to try to get Greg to put this on here, maybe just for the Heat Celtics series, over under quarters 1. And I wish that prop was out here because it seems very important to Heat Celtics series, especially the Boston media who wants to point towards the fact that they won 3 quarters. Just for information on Bettor Edge, when you bet the spread or the winner, it is total points that they determine. It's not how many quarters you won. It has nothing to do with that. And in fact, in the NBA rulebook, it also has nothing to do with the winner of the game, how many quarters you win either. So just to keep that in mind as you're going through Bettor Edge today. I know that's something that's been brought up on the Boston media side. But as we're going through here, I think tomorrow, obviously the Heat have done this game 1 magic in all their series so far. But tomorrow is going to be tough. Celtics minus 9. Obviously, it's trickled down a little bit from the line. It was 10 in the previous game. The Heat, obviously, early on in the second quarter, were down by as much as 9, I believe, is what it got to at halftime. I just think that the Heat understand the situation. Yes, they're going to go out there and compete. They're not going to concede a game 2. They're not going to lay down. Obviously, last series, Jimmy sat down in game 2, resting that ankle. That's not going to be the situation this time. Would I bet Celtics minus 9? No, I would not. If I'm betting this game on the spread, I'm going Heat plus 9. I just think the Heat have shown the ability to go into hostile places, understand the situation, and battle. They're going to compete. They competed last time in game 2 against the Knicks without Jimmy Butler. Money line, I know our guy Brian Fonseca hit a 3-1 last night on the Heat money line. He put that out on his Action Network article, so make sure you're checking out his work. It's just a tough situation because I think the Celtics understand they have to get this win. You can't go down to Miami down 0-2 as the favored team. I mean, you're just not getting out of that. So the Celtics are going to throw everything out there. I don't know about adjustments, though. That's the one thing that I think people have talked about today, and I know on 5 Reasons we'll be getting into that a lot, is that what are the Celtics going to do? Are they going to continue to put Robert Williams out there? Will they go small? Put Derek White back in the starting lineup, Grant Williams, something like that. I think that plays into the Heat's favor. I would much rather play small ball with them than rather have to deal with Rob Williams. But obviously, it also adjusted last night pretty well with Kevin Love being able to play on the floor, and Rob Williams, he was impactful in the first half, but not so much later in the game. So that's just a quick preview of tomorrow. We'll get into that on 5 Reasons Sports. We'll also get into that tomorrow. We'll have a competition for Heat Celtics for Game 2. Last but not least, just looking around, looking at MLB. I had a play earlier today. I think it's already actually taken an L with the Tampa Bay Rays. It was an early matinee baseball game. Sometimes it's nice to get a little money out there early on. Yes, the Rays did lose that one, so I've already lost my first game in baseball, and it's not even dinner time yet. The only other thing I wanted to point out from tonight's game would be there's a possibility of an adjustment from the Lakers, Dennis Schroeder versus D'Angelo Russell. So I would be looking at Dennis Schroeder props, especially on the Bettor Edge marketplace. You can do that by going to markets. You can go straight to player markets only. You can see all these player props that are out there that somebody has proposed, and you just got to take the other side of it. So when you see, LeBron James over a half a block, if you're willing to pay minus 200, you can get that. And that was one of the plays I put on the competition. I know he's got, I think, a block in 5 straight games. So if you want that, you click on that, and you can accept it, decline it, whatever you want to do, skip it, and go through and see that. So if you're looking for Schroeder props, I think he's going to be an over candidate. And then D'Angelo Russell was like a negative 25 in limited minutes. He is probably an under candidate if you're finding any of those things. So go out here. You can propose your own props if you don't see what you want. And, if I want to say LeBron's going to have 3 blocks, I can go LeBron over 2.5 and juice that thing up and see if somebody will take the other side of it. So thank you for having us. Thank you for coming in for the 5 Reasons Sports Gambling Show. We're trying to get this off the ground. We had a guest yesterday, and we'll continue to have people joining in as we go through. I see in the comments before we jump out, we got one. Tony Wiley says, Miami will win the series in 6. I hope so. I took Heat plus 2.5, and I did do, let me pull up my Action Network here. I'll show you what I did. Got me distracted now. On my Action Network, you can check that out. All my plays are always tracked in there. So if you want to see what I'm playing and you want to follow or fade me, you can see, not a bad, a lot of green on that net units right there. I played the Heat plus 2.5 at minus 132. I also played a couple exact series results. So I hit my game ones. I have 3 of them. All of them, unfortunately, as a Heat fan, I have Boston winning game 2 to keep these alive. But I have either Heat in 6 or Heat in 7, depending on how these play out. I have to get the exact order, and you can see that they are kind of lotto ticket plays, plus 5,000, plus 10,000, plus 11,000, just half unit plays. So we'll see. Obviously, as a Heat fan, I will gladly be wrong and have the Heat up 2-0 and lose, a couple half units. But make sure you check out all our content on 5 Reasons Sports. Check out Bettor Edge. Go to the marketplace, get your bets in tonight, get in the competition, use the code 5RSN, and you'll get yourself $20 from 5 Reasons Sports. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.